Coming in at number 77, we have New England Patriots free safety Devin McCourty. And I feel like McCourty is just one of the most kind of annually underrated guys in the entire league, and I just don't know why. Obviously, of course, he's played under Bill Belichick. He's played with greats like Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, but that shouldn't excuse us to undersell just how important he has been and is to this Patriots team's success. Just this man, ever since he stepped on the field as a rookie, even, in 2010, he had 7 INTs, and he hasn't had a single year with less than 1. And that's just how consistent he's been, as it's not even just those splash plays, it's just what he offers on a play-to-play, game-to-game basis that has made him so special, and to me, number 77 on my list. First things first, in terms of what McCourty does so well that makes him special, obviously his bread and butter is what he does in coverage, right? But I feel like that has made a lot of people think that he's just a one-dimensional safety and he can't play against the run, when I don't necessarily think that's true. I think it's more so just where he's lined up on the field on that play-to-play basis, being 10, 15, 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's hard to make impact plays at the line of scrimmage. So I did just want to give a couple slides here before we get into the real meat and potatoes of this video. I wanted to talk about just what McCourty does offer to this Patriots run defense, and a lot of it comes from just his ability to make tackles in the open field. And here he is going up against Mark Ingram, right? Who we know how he packs a punch on contact, but look at how McCourty is able to, once he recognizes where Ingram's going, he's able to just put a foot in the ground, accelerate towards him, and really brace upon impact to just bring him down. He does a great job keeping his hips squared to Ingram and just riding with him as Ingram tries to escape down the sidelines. McCourty doesn't let that happen. He's just too good of an athlete and too good of an open field tackler. And I coined this play, him just being a third-level run defender, because, just watch how on the snap, really, the first and second level, the front 7, the D-line and the linebackers, they get completely dominated off the snap, and the Titans offensive line creates great movement and opens up a huge hole in this backside A-gap. Well, look at how McCourty, despite being so far off the ball, look how he's able to see that hole open up, see the cutback lane, and once Derrick Henry puts that foot in the ground and starts to come back to it, watch how McCourty just puts on the jets, goes up, and essentially fills that gap that, again, was completely abandoned by everybody else on the defense. And it just plays like that where, no, McCourty's not coming down and laying the boom at the line of scrimmage, but it's still a nice play to stop what potentially could have been a much larger gain by the offense. Well, this is where things start to get really fun when we're talking about McCourty's coverage skills. And, on this play, what I just want to talk about is his ability to read and react to what the offense is doing, right? So what I want you to pay attention to is watch how he just keeps his head on a swivel here in this shallow zone for this Patriots defense. Just look at how he's constantly peeking everywhere he can. He's looking at Kelsey. He's looking across the field at Watkins, down to Hill. And then eventually how you'll see as soon as Mahomes starts to release that ball, look at how he just puts that back foot in the ground, utilizes a T-step, which, as I've mentioned it in multiple videos at this point, it's that step where, as a defender, you're trying to transition from a back pedal into a forward or diagonal sprint. And essentially you're going to take that back foot horizontally and take that front foot and angle it towards whichever way you want to go. In this play, in this case, he's angling it down as he wants to go right at Tyreek Hill, crossing across the middle. So you're going to see how he has the quickness to play up on Hill and prevent him from getting, in this case, a first down. I know I should have put the other view on here, but this is like a 3rd and 9 play, and McCourty tackles him short, hence the kind of wild celebration. But he wouldn't have made a play like that if he wasn't able to just read and react and keep his head on a swivel to know what the offense is doing. And I called this next one reactionary quickness because it's not just that he's able to read and react, it's how fast that mental processing does occur. And, you're going to see him here manned up on the outside against Le'Veon Bell. And what I want you to notice is how, again, as soon as Sam Darnold starts that throwing motion towards that receiver on the out route, look at how McCourty just completely abandons Bell, and he's going to try and drive down on that offensive player to, worst case scenario, make a tackle, for a short gain, or best case scenario, hey, just like here, the ball gets tipped up in the air. He's able to flash that great hand-eye coordination and those soft hands as he wheels back around to make the catch, and then boom, the Patriots offense, they get the ball on the 12-yard line for doing nothing. They're just sitting on the sidelines. Now they're in a prime position to score, all the result of Devin McCourty's reactionary quickness. And I really like this next play because it shows not only how tuned in McCourty is to what the offense is doing and his role on the defense in a sense, but it's also going to show his quick footwork and his ability to not only read but also react fast. And on this play, what you're going to have is the Bills running a really nice route combination to capitalize on the Patriots' really propensity for man coverage down in the red zone, right? And what you're going to see is I'll let it run just a little bit for you. is, look, everybody initially is manned up, right? Jamie Collins on the running back, Stephon Gilmore on John Brown. You have Cole Beasley's manned up there, J.C. Jackson on Zay Jones, and McCourty on Dawson Knox. Well, the Bills know this, so what are they running? Essentially a pick play. As you can see, Zay Jones, he's going to release, hesitate, and they're just going to flare out to this flat as Dawson Knox is clearing out not only McCourty, but hopefully picking off J.C. Jackson as well. Well, what happens, though? McCourty and Jackson, they're too tuned in to what the Bills are trying to do. And watch how fluidly and quickly they're able to just pass this off, make the switch, and McCourty is able to come up on Zay Jones and tackle him for a 1-yard gain. Just look at how easily they make that look, which is actually quite difficult to each be on the same page and switch that like that so easily when it is man coverage. And what I wanted to talk about with the quick footwork is not only are they realizing, okay, that's what they're trying to do with this route combination. Look at how McCourty, he's going to take a step to his right, a step backwards, and then ultimately he is going to use a T-step to push off and go forwards as well. But it's just the quickness at which he's able to move those feet that allow him to bring Zay Jones down for only a 1-yard gain, and that's what's so impressive about a play like that. And this play, to me, impressed me so much, not even for what McCourty does at this catch point lined up against Jimmy Graham, but it's more so the fact that Bill Belichick trusts his free safety, his 5'10" free safety, enough to put him out on an island with no help, one-on-one, playing man coverage against a 6'7" Jimmy Graham. And, if you don't think that's impressive, just realize that this man has a 9-inch height advantage, and you already know that it's the red zone. Jimmy Graham split out wide. He's going to be running a fade route. Well, look at how Bill Belichick just, he trusted McCourty, and what does McCourty do? He pays off that faith because he's going to go up there and he's going to occupy Graham's left arm just enough to where he forces him to go up there with that right offhand and try and make a grab, which he's unable to do. And he's able to just disrupt Graham enough to force an incompletion and force another down. But it's not even, as I said, what McCourty does. It's just the fact that Belichick even asked him to do it. When, we all know the Patriots cornerbacks. We all know some of their linebackers, guys who match up better with Jimmy Graham. Yet he still asked Devin McCourty to do it. I think that shows something. And even though McCourty is great at man coverage for a safety, he might be even better at zone. And that's a really scary thought for opposing offenses. So what are you going to see here? You're going to see exactly that. He has this deep right half as he's lined up a few steps outside the defensive right hash. And, look at how just off the snap, he's going to read Philip Rivers' eyes, read the route combinations, and ultimately read Philip's body to go up and make a play on the ball as he covers quite a bit of ground to get there as well. It's just so impressive because, again, he never gets eyes on Travis Benjamin running this post route until very deep in the play. But what is he reading? Well, he's reading his man, the nearest man, Antonio Gates. He's not entering into his zone because he starts to cut across the middle. He's reading Philip Rivers' eyes. They're continuously looking at this right side of the field, and he's reading his hips as they're pointed this way as he's going to throw deep to that right side. Well, McCourty, as a result, he just keeps drifting, trusting that the keys he's reading are going to lead him to the play. And guess what? They absolutely do. Once the ball's in the air, he gets eyes on Benjamin, locates where that catch point's going to be, and goes and makes a beautiful play to not get the interception, unfortunately, but force another down. And just plays like this on not only just a game-by-game basis, but a snap-by-snap basis that makes it so difficult for opposing offenses because you essentially have, a deep half or deep third on a lockdown whenever McCourty's out there. And especially when so many teams use the deep ball to open up everything else, the underneath stuff, the running game, that's what's so dangerous about having McCourty as your deep safety if you're New England. And I know I talked about his range a little bit on that last play, but I had to give it its own slide because, man, this might be one of the best plays you'll ever see a free safety make. As he's right around the 31-yard line now, starting to backpedal as he's the only deep defender on this play. It's a cover one. Everybody else is manned up, right? But watch how he's dropping back so quickly on this back pedal, but he's reading Ben's eyes, and then once Ben puts that ball in the air, look at how he is so fluid when he changes his direction, is able to flip his hips, turn and go, and just cover so much ground. He's able to get from the middle of the field between the hashes all the way outside the numbers on the opposite side of the field in the end zone, and ultimately come up with an interception on a pass intended for James Washington. It's just so impressive because there's very few safeties in the league that can cover just this much straight ground. As look at him here, he's gonna flip his hips, go, turn and run, and put on the jets as he's able to go up and make just a beautiful catch to give the Patriots the ball. And I could have called this last one range again because that is essentially what it is, but I also wanted to focus on his change of direction skills at the same time, as well as his ball skills and his ability to go up at the catch point and secure the ball. Well, look at how here he's going to have this deep half of the field again, but watch how he just drops, how he is dropping kind of back into the right as he should, considering this is his zone. And look at how, as he's getting to this zone, how he keeps his hips square to the line of scrimmage. And then it's so easy for him as a result to, once he sees Josh Allen loading up and starting his throwing motion, how he's able to just open up his hips, turn and go, and essentially go up and make a high point contested catch to give the Patriots the ball. It's just wildly impressive again because, not only this time was he dropping straight back as he was on that last play against the Steelers, this time he is dropping, at a 45-degree angle back into his right, and then he's able to adjust off of Josh Allen's eyes and his body and go up and make a play. It's just him putting everything together. As you see the read and react in terms of how he's watching and reacting to Josh Allen's eyes. You see the range as he's covering so much ground. You see the quick footwork in and out of breaks, and then you see the ball skills to open and secure the ball for the Patriots. It's just so impressive what McCourty is able to bring on a week in, week out basis for this Patriots team, and that's why he's number 77. And as always, if you guys did enjoy this video today, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. Tell me, did you think I hit the nail on the head with McCourty in my evaluation of his skill set, or did I have him too high? Did I have him too low? Make sure you just let me know down in the comment section below. And with that being said, if you are new to the channel, if you are a Patriots fan and an NFL fan, if you enjoyed this video, just subscribe. We have not only 76 more videos in the series, but if you're a Patriots fan, I can confirm that there is at least one more New England player coming in the rest of this series. And I also am going to have a special Patriots team recap video with my friend Mike, where we already did one when Jarrett Stidham was the quarterback, but now with Cam Newton, we think that changes the outlook of the franchise. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow morning at some point, or if you're watching this after, it'll probably already be up. So if you do want to hear me talk about the team specifically, go over just a little bit of their depth charts, their schedule, and talk about where we think they stand in the AFC East, I'll make sure to link that video here. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm mic'd up, and I'm mic'ing out. Peace, guys.